So the animals are helping us in a certain way to recognize nature again in its original preciousness, because human beings, with all their technology, even if it's helpful in the first place, we change nature. We don't let nature really be on its own as it is. We have problems to accept that nature is paradise. This is the old mythology, like in the Old Testament, when Adam and Eve were born in the paradise, and they lost the paradise exactly the moment when they decided by themselves what is good and what is not good, when they were eating from the tree of good and evil. This means they decided, they recognized what is good for them and what not. They decided by themselves what is good or not. If we would come back to the state of faith that nature is good by itself and you don't have to change it, then we would be in paradise again. And that's probably the whole story about human beings, that we have to learn again to regain this paradise. That, like I always say, in permaculture is a way to go back to paradise, because first of all we learn that we get donated. We don't have to do anything. We get much more than we invest. Normal agriculture is investing about 20 times more of energy than they harvest afterwards. And this is a bankruptcy. You cannot do this. You destroy everything. When you invest 20 times more than you can eat afterwards, it's a total mistake. And in permaculture, when after 10, 15 years, when permaculture has passed the metabolic stadium, then you harvest 3 times more than you invest. A community with 7 people, they work about half a day, everyone once in a week, to keep the permaculture running. You don't have to do more. So this is amazing, because when you look at everyday life, everybody is working 8 hours, 5 days a week, not half a day once a week, and that's enough to live. So there is paradise, but we have to learn again, to accept again, that nature is offering what we need, and it's not us to decide what has to be in nature. And when we get out of this conflict, this is much more a religious subject, I think, than a scientific one. But even the scientists are acknowledging now the fact that the more technology we invest, the more energy we lose. So it's better to let nature come and give, and instead of trying to get whatever we like. So, like you said in this example, you are interested in exotic fruits. When you are interested in exotic fruits, then you have to be where exotic fruits are growing. When you grow exotic fruits in Germany or in England, then you need glass houses and heating up and all this stuff. You can do this, but then you invest much more energy than the exotic fruit is giving you afterwards. And then the energy has to come somewhere from. Either you have to use coal or petrol or radioactive energy or whatever, and you destroy and pollute again. So you don't really succeed in what you want. If you want to have exotic fruits, go to exotic countries, go to exotic climate where you can have them. If you want to stay here, then you have to learn what is growing here by nature, by itself. And then you can receive this as a donation and you will enjoy it. It's different. If you need exotic fruits for therapeutical subjects or because your character is adapted to this, you have to go there. And when you like this climate, you will find whatever you need here and you will enjoy this as well. And this is a mystery for the most people, because they come here on the farm, they say, "What are you eating? I don't see anything." I say, "Well, look, it's all green. And 99% of everything what you see, you can eat." How do you eat this? You can eat the leaves, the barks, the fruits, a lot of parts of the plants, not only the one piece which we call courgette or apple. There's a lot of things more which the plants have to offer us. And then there are animals who are eating the plants, and we can eat the animals again. So there's a whole circle going on. But it's much more subtle and hidden than we normally are orientated. We are programmed to see fruits, and because we go in supermarkets, and then there's a 100 meters roof of where you see only vegetables and fruits, and you think, oh wow, that's it. And you come into nature and you see, wow, oh, an apple is only 2 weeks a year, and the rest of the years there's no apple. So how can you survive? And when you remember that Europe was was populated by human beings thousands of years ago, and there was no agriculture. They were living with what was growing here in nature. So it's possible to live like this, but we have forgotten about it. And even worse, we have not only forgotten, we are corrupted by a certain mafia which is creating what we believe we like most. And they do advertising, they tell us stories about our needs, which is not true. The more you go into nature, you recognize your needs, your original needs again, and then you get satisfied and healthy. Parallelly, it's impossible that when you are in nature and you eat whatever comes from nature, you get healed anyway. You cannot be ill. But the moment you get out of this nature offerings, donations, and you try to make your own thing, which comes from your own greed and whatever is behind, from your fears, afraid of, or whatever, then you get ill. So the whole problem starts in your mind. The moment you believe nature is not good enough for you, you destroy. You have destroyed already your belief, because you cannot believe anymore that God's creation is enough for you, that there is paradise. And that's why I speak about spiritual farming or spiritual gardening. For me, the key point where the whole thing starts to become problematic or to become a healing effect is that we believe again that nature is offering what we need. We just have to learn again to adapt ourselves to the circumstances of every climate and location and whatever is possible for us to get in contact.